Yeah.
Good. Okay, want to welcome everyone here this evening for our March 3rd Yankton County Commission meeting. Please stand and assist me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks.
Again, welcome you all to our March 3rd Yankton County Commission meeting. Patty, please call the roll.
Dan,
Here.
Don,
Here.
Wanda, here, Ryan,
Here.
John.
Here. Asked for any conflict of interest from any of the board members.
I don't have any.
I don't have any.
I have none.
I have none.
And I have none. Can a motion to approve the agenda?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to move the wage resolution until after executive session.
Second.
I'd also like to add one thing to the agenda is extension office in the government center, a discussion on that.
Don't I have it on there?
I didn't see it, so you can put that on.
I thought it was on the one that you emailed.
Oh, that doesn't mean, oh.
Hmm.
Okay. Sorry.
You want to make that motion and I can second it or?
I'll make that motion to approve the agenda with those.
Second.
Got a motion by Ryan, second by Don to approve agenda as amended.
You have to vote on the first motion first.
Yes. Motion by Dan, second by Wanda to approve, to move the
Mr. Chair, I think we vote on the second motion and if that one passes, then that would supersede the first one because the first, I think Ryan just added it. You were fine with moving that to the exec, he wanted to add something else.
Yeah, I
That's
wanted
two
to,
separate things though.
Well, I think it's an amendment motion that we vote on the amendment first and if it passes, that would take precedence over the original.
that was my thought originally. So,
Yeah.
what are you saying there, Tyler? We good to move the agenda as amended?
And that was Ryan and Don, or right?
Ryan and Don, yes. Any further
Yeah,
discussion?
just so we're all on the same page, everything is the same. We're just, we're moving wage resolution till after executive session and then we're adding a discussion on extension. And maybe we should put that in the agenda where we're adding that too, Mr. Chair.
He did.
I think we added
We
it,
did.
but I don't think we specified where.
we didn't specify where.
Where?
Uh,
But, well,
Doesn't
I think
We should do it with.
I think
the,
it's
Uh,
it's worded
You
rental
want to do it with
agreement.
the rental
Yeah.
with the
agreement.
Is that-
rental agreement.
12A, 12A,
With that agreement.
Yes, okay.
12A.
So we're gonna move that to 12A. Yes. Okay. All in favor, aye.
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 Opposed, nay. That motion carries. Now it's time for public comment. Public comment is a time for persons to address this body on any subject. No action may be taken on a matter raised under this item of the agenda until the matter itself has been specifically included on an agenda as an item upon which action will be taken. Each person has up to 3 minutes to speak. There shall be no personal attacks against the members of this body, county staff, individual, or organizations. The chair has the authority to enforce this policy. Failure to adhere to these rules may result in forfeiture of the remaining speaking time. Is there anyone that wants to speak at public comment at this time? Seeing none, public comment is closed.
You can go on to Mike because that the liquor license is at 6:10.
So Mike, approved to surplus items and We have a list of
Yep.
them.
There's 3 pickups, 2000 Ford, one F-350, one F-350, one F-250, and then the other is a 93 Dodge.
I'll just note for the public, every single one of them has over 200,000 miles on it. And one has 240, so we definitely got our money's worth out of them. So move approval to surplus the 3 vehicles.
Second.
A motion by Dan, second by Don to approve the surplus of the 2 Ford and 1 Dodge pickups. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Those will be on the Gerard auction in April.
Thanks, Mike.
Paul, we can get you out of here a little bit earlier tonight.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I have sent you a couple weeks ago this packet that I laid in front of you. And about 6 months ago, the state didn't know if they were gonna pay for, it's one right there and you're, yep, done. If they were gonna give us our share of the 2025, what pays our salaries. Well, through some legislation, some audits, things of that with the state and the feds, they have come up with a new agreement and they've added a couple articles. But the main one is Article 55 that's in here. And it just basically says that the money can't be used for inappropriate things. So it just wants to make sure that you guys, they just added to it. I mean,
As I read through this, it's the longest article in the whole
book.
packet.
Yeah. Right, but, and that's, talking to Dan and earlier a little bit about FEMA. And that's part of the problem that's going on also, is that they want to make sure the monies are going to the right place. And with you guys signing this tonight, it means that you won't use it for, you'll use it for what it's supposed to be for.
Yeah. We've never had a problem with that.
No.
So
No,
I make a motion to approve the emergency management performance grant.
Second.
Got a motion by Dan, second by Wanda to approve the emergency management performance grant.
and I've had, when you get time, you can sign this, okay, and I'll stop and get it. And, yeah.
Okay.
And as soon as we get it signed and sent off, they'll process it right away, because the money's already in here. I get it to my regional coordinator and he'll pass it on and he'll send a check out. So I'm hoping in the next couple of weeks, we should see some funding from them.
Perfect.
The other thing I have, and it's just an FYI, if we do not get any moisture, I will be here in 2 weeks to put on a permanent burn ban. We've been putting it on and off, and I know we got a little sprinkle this morning, late or early. I mean, it was very little, but we need to get some moisture. Everybody's been very good with it, but we just need to put it on and wait till it get rain.
Sure.
And when we put it on, it's gonna rain, see, so.
There you go.
It's the way it always works.
Then you should put it on tomorrow.
I wanted to get it on tonight's agenda, but I was too late getting it here to stuff
Sure,
onto
no
the paper.
problem.
So in 2 weeks, but we'll keep doing it the way we are. But I just thought maybe tonight be a good way to let everybody know that that's gonna happen.
Absolutely.
People are tired of running around looking for smoke and fire, so. All right, thank you.
Thanks, Paul.
You want to go ahead and do the minutes of payroll and claims?
Got a vote on a, I think you voted.
Oh,
All in favor of
Aye.
approving the emergency management performance grant?
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
I'd move to approve the claims, which are item 15.
Got a motion by Wanda to approve claims,
Second.
second by Don to approve the claims. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
I'd move to approve the February 17, 2026 minutes.
The motion by Wanda.
Second.
Second by Ryan to approve the February 17, 2026 minutes. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Get a motion to approve February 2026 payroll?
I
Second,
don't know if we're going to do that
payroll.
with that ongoing issue. I would move to table the February 2026 payroll.
Second.
Got a motion by Wanda, second by Ryan to table February 2026 payroll.
Discussion.
Further discussion?
Yeah, what does that mean? Are people gonna get paid?
Table it till after executive.
Okay, so we're just gonna move that till after, okay, got it.
Okay. Further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
I would move to go into the ditch board.
Mr.
Can we
Chair,
do
with
that?
it being 6:10, I think, yeah, we should just
It is
Do the
10:06:10 and
transfer.
we've got a,
I thought he
we
said.
got a hearing on, for
My bad.
Pat Bachman, transfer liquor and malt beverage licenses.
come on up, Pat. Welcome.
And thank you. I know most of you. Anyway, yeah, I came because I sold cottonwood and I'm transferring a liquor license to the new owners. And as I was telling Wanda, they're gonna take over, it's like maybe March 18th. And I'd like to thank you all over the years for, I built the hotel and different things I came in to do. And I think it was successful out there. I mean, the place is still rolling. This is the 19th year and I don't think bar restaurants make it. I mean, I've seen several owners at the marina and, but anyway, it's, that career for me is over. And if you got any questions, feel free to ask.
Are you sticking around or are you?
I love Yankton. Yeah, I'm currently in Sioux City, but I'm up here about once a week and I'm working on trying to buy my house back type of deal.
Well, I appreciate what you've done for the community and having a business, and it's always a fun place to
I
go.
really appreciate you saying that.
Thank you for everything you've done for our community. So public comment?
I've also appreciate everything that you've done out there. It's been kept up very nice. I appreciate the looks when I drive down the hill and
Mhm.
out that area. It's really a good feeling when you see something like that happening out there. So
Well, that's pretty kind of you. I know a few of you know Joe Hydebrink, but we kind of got that cleaning thing about us. So yeah, I like to keep it. Plus, when the public comes in and, you know, now he's power washing this, or did power wash the patios and the sidewalks, and you got ice cream, and that's probably the biggest thing I'll miss, the ice cream. That's a fact. 4 years ago, I probably would have said something different, but not. But
good
yeah,
deal. Any public comment on this transfer? Seeing none,
Mr. Chair, I'd make a motion to approve the transfer.
Second.
got a motion by Dan, second by Wanda to approve the transfer of the liquor and malt beverage license. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Congratulations.
Thank you.
thank you.
Good luck to you, sir.
I'm sure I'll see most of you again.
Enjoy retirement, if that's what we can call it.
There's no days off now, right? There's no days off for retirement now. Retirement every day. Yeah. Thank you.
They want to now the ditch board.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Got a motion by Wanda to move into ditch board,
Second.
second by Dan to move into ditch board. At this point, we're gonna approve. Do we have anybody here to speak on that?
We have to vote.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried.
I move to go back into regular session.
No, we're gonna discuss some stuff with ditch board,
We
right?
gotta
Yeah.
discuss the ditch board.
So,
Oh, we gotta discuss
Are
the
you-
ditch. My
Yeah,
bad.
so-
I thought we
Brian,
Yeah.
voted and then we were
So
wrong with
what we
that.
have is a request to do some cleaning of the trees. There are a lot of small trees of 2-inch diameter, trunk diameters
Mhm.
that are growing up on the ditch that was recently dug clear, and they've grown up pretty fast. So we wanted to get on top of them. So this is a cleanup essentially from the railroad bridge
Mhm.
out past, Turkey, where Turkey Creek, empties in.
Is this what we just voted on?
This is what we discussed at the ditch
Yeah.
meeting,
No,
yeah.
I know, but
We gotta advertise.
And so we want to advertise for
a
that
bid
cleaning to
do
get,
that.
Oh.
gather bids.
And I'll work with Ryan on that, because him and I talked to the McClures who
Mhm.
kind of
Yeah.
are driving this. And then, so can we advertise for bids on that? So I guess I'd make a motion to advertise for bids, and Ryan and I will, if that's okay with you, kind of head this up and
Mhm.
present you with the bids for ditch cleaning.
Got a motion by Dan,
Second.
second by Ryan
And
to advertise for the cleaning of that ditch.
Clay
Mhm.
Creek.
And
And can we add the specific points, Ryan, you said from the railroad bridge to?
So, yeah, so when you look at, if you've
Mhm.
been up there, the railroad bridge on down has been cleaned.
Yeah.
The Clay Creek ditch actually extends out to at least that section line to the west.
Okay.
That has some significant trees on it yet. So I don't know if we want to tackle those in this bid, because we're gonna kind of keep it
I'd
there.
maybe just see what we
Yeah.
get in and.
But we do want to go all the way up past the Turkey Creek, where Turkey Creek comes in.
Yep.
There is a lot of trash there, so we want to make sure that area there is cleared
Yep.
as well.
And for the public, so they know, this is a separate taxing district where the landowners of that pay into this and the county oversees it. So this isn't county funds being expended. It is the landowners that have property on that. So we're just administrative because that's how they decided it in the 1930s. So.
You want to give me the district so to put in the minutes?
Yeah, I can
Okay.
send you, maybe I'll gather some GPS coordinates.
Okay,
That might be the most accurate.
all right.
any further discussion? All in favor, aye.
I,
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Motion to go into regular session.
Second,
Got a motion by Dan, second by Ryan to move back into regular session. All in favor, aye.
aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Good evening. This is a request for advertising for 2 planning commission terms that are expiring. Sherry Loest and Dan Clark are up and so we'll advertise for this month and choose the first meeting in April.
Need a motion, right?
Yep, I need a motion.
Move approval.
Got a motion by Ryan.
The zoning members. For zoning.
Second.
Got a motion by Ryan, second by Wanda to advertise for our planning commission board.
All right, thank you.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. I think
now
you're
we're
up
on to
again,
Mr.
Ryan.
IT.
Can we delay this till 6:30? Because yes, I was gonna.
Do you
try
want to do
keep it.
Madison and then we can do
Yeah,
that
we
thing?
could maybe move on to the DNR rental agreement.
Okay,
All
you
right.
wanted to start the discussion on
Well,
that?
first is the rental agreement on the DNR, which is in the packet.
And I think we approved last time with the arrangements or the changes that we made.
Mhm.
And we want to make the changes to $260 a month rent for the one office space downstairs, the 125 square foot office downstairs is the rental agreement that we accepted last meeting. So I would need a motion to approve that and send it off to the state.
Yeah.
For their
Couple
for their
concern-
signature.
Couple concerns I have is like, and I know the state always does this, they want a 5-year lease with no, no raises baked into there. Ideally, I think it should be going up each year, or we at least we do a year by year lease. I'm open to whatever the commission wants, and I do see there's a 60-day notice for termination, but reading it, is that really what that means? So if we have 60-day notice, then we can stop that? Because it says we can notice it, but it doesn't release us from the terms and conditions of the lease, which I thought was kind of odd to see it that way. I know the state is getting it very, very reasonable. So I just want us to be in a position where if it's not going to work out, we can terminate it in 60 days. And we're not stuck with this for 5 years. Because if you think about, none of us could be here in 5 years in reality.
Right, but with the 60-day out,
Okay.
I'm assuming,
Well,
am I assuming correctly, Tyler, that we have, with 60-day notice, we can terminate the lease?
well, it says tenant or landlord may cancel this lease upon 60 days in writing. The notice required shall not release either the landlord or the tenant from the full performance of this condition. And I'm kind of wondering why that second sentence would be in there.
That means everybody's still obligated during that 60 days.
Okay, so you don't see any issue with it the way it is? Okay. That was my concern. Yep. My question's been answered, so.
Okay. Do we need another motion to approve this lease for $260 per? I would accept a motion to approve the lease that states $260 per month for the office space of 125.6 square feet downstairs. I don't know that office has a legal name or whatever, but
I move that we approve the agreement in the packet.
Second.
any further discussion?
No, for further discussion, we probably need to, review these leases. We have to do it the straight yearly and probably have some increase in there. What that is, I think we can determine, but I know with the nurses station down there, it's been year and 2 years. I don't think we've increased that, have we?
I thought we did.
We should probably.
Yeah, we did. That's like 2,000.
Okay.
Ryan, can you clarify your motion to state $260 contract? Because there's one also for the 120.
Oh, okay. I move that we approve the contract for $260. The contract in the packet that states $260.
Second again.
Okay, I have a motion by Ryan, second by Wanda to approve the lease agreement for $260 a month. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Okay, the next piece was, we'd like to select an office for the extension in the basement. We have Madison here. We had talked and we'd like to have it along the main corridor in the basement so that it's very easily publicly accessible. We looked at the one that was essentially where the contact center used to be, right there to the west. If that's okay, we would actually want to start moving the extension office into the basement and
Tomorrow.
we want to try to get it done by the end of the month.
So you want that front.
Come
right in
on
the
up
front.
here
Yeah.
now. Welcome.
Yes.
You're part of the family now. Welcome. Can you introduce yourself?
Yes, my name's Madison Melcher. I'm the new 4-H extension educator here for Yankton County. I simply had heard discussions and I'm like, let's get it done. It's my slow time of the year, so no time better than now.
I think that's a good plan. You've been down there and you've looked at that and you think that'll
little
work for
bit.
your needs?
Yep, I've been down there a little
Okay.
bit. I plan on sneaking down there tonight just to
Mhm.
get another refresh.
And so the DNR office,
Mhm.
that would be, so they had that storage, the pantry.
Yes.
And that's on the other side of the pantry from where Madison's office would be. And so that pantry area, I guess we could possibly use in the future as a conference room that could be possibly used by Madison, DNR, or anyone in the building if we needed to.
I think
Prompt
that's really,
conference room.
I'm glad you bring up that up. I think that's really important, especially on a year like this. This room will likely be taken up for 90 days with primary and the general election. And it hasn't happened yet, but at some point we're going to have a a meeting, a special meeting, and we wouldn't really have a place that might serve
Yeah,
for meeting room. So that's a good idea. I'm glad you bring that
yeah,
up.
and then that still leaves, I think there is 2 more offices still sitting back there that are unused
On the,
on the west.
on the west side, yes. And I think as far as for an extra conference room,
Yeah.
there's on the east side, there's a big room also that we could take a look at for
I
Yeah.
for our use.
I think a conference, I mean, having that open, available to everybody, I think that's a good idea.
Mhm.
So,
So if there's do we have to vote on any of this? It's not really a contract or anything, so I think with that blessing, we'll
Move forward.
with that.
let me know and I would be happy to help move if you
I'll
are
need all the
available.
help I can get.
I can bring my trailer and my truck and everything if you'd like. So
I don't know, yeah, I don't know how much we'll have, but
Is everything down there ready to go that I can start?
Yeah, I
As
think-
far as that area, I believe it's all cleaned out.
Yeah, there should be.
Is that the front?
are you on top
Yes,
of that?
front.
Were they all set? Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
So, and then I'm
Just
sure
let
we
Je-
could, I'm sure if you reach
Justin
out
know
to
if we
Mike
need to move any
Sidlacek, the
desk
highway
cut.
super, he'd be
Yeah,
happy to
I'll
get
keep
you
that.
guys to help and let me know.
yeah,
I've-
well, okay.
Because I
well,
know they're like in my office and now there's the file cabinets are attached to,
Yeah,
the
Yeah.
desk. But
anything Justin can help with
Mhm.
also, so,
Awesome.
okay,
Okay,
Thank you.
Good luck.
welcome. Welcome to your new abode.
Yeah.
now,
CSI is here, so we can work on,
Did we take care of the discussion on?
which, okay. Number 10,
Just double check.
IT, Safety Center, server, Government Center, server, Project
Yes.
Firewall, Ryan.
yeah, so we have a couple projects from CSI, they are larger projects and we'd like to, so I wanted to make sure that we have clarity and approval here from the commission. We have our folks here from CSI to help me through talking through this, so they want to come up.
Good evening.
Evening.
Which copies do you guys have?
So if
The
we
one in
start
the-
with,
The one in the packet.
yeah, the one in the
Okay.
packet, so we actually, the safety center.
Would
the older
would you both state your
one,
names
It doesn't have the,
for the record?
it doesn't have the price increase in it, so the extra 3,000,
Okay,
so it's
so I'll just start by introducing myself, Alan Armstrong. I'm the CIO of CSI. And
My name's Eric Wheeling. I'm the, one of the engineers there and help desk manager. I've been up here most interacting with everybody and working with your offices and departments, so most familiar with, your setup and environment here.
but Brian, did you say you had a copy of the firewalls too, or just the server projects?
we have the server projects and I do believe we have the firewalls in here too. I'm just double
Okay.
checking. Yes, we have the firewalls
Okay,
and we do have the server projects. Yeah, so
perfect. So I'm going to begin with the server project for the safety center, which the quote number we had was 198. And you'll have that in your packet, I do believe here. So we just kind of wanted to give you a little background on that server system. When we took over, it was one of the first things that stuck out to us as a system that really needed some TLC. The server that's over there right now is 12 years old. It's running an unsupported operating system for Microsoft. It's been out of support actually for a number of years. And it is used, that system is used day to day there at the safety center. From what I understand, Eric knows maybe a little bit more about that than I do, but it's used pretty extensively by the jail. And I think that they store photos and such on it of inmates, and maybe he knows a little bit more about that than I do too. But they need that server in order to be able to operate the safety center, in other words. There is no warranty coverage on the current server, obviously being as old as it is. And we feel that if there was a severe outage, thankfully we are backing it up now. So that's excellent, but they could be without a system for between 2 and 3 days if something were to go down now. And we're just wondering if, they could operate 2 to 3 days without their system, without their computers, essentially, there at the safety center.
for a background, I think it was 3 years ago, that server did have a crash. It took them almost 2 days to get it revived.
So yeah, it is an older system. There is a newer server that's there at the safety center. However, it is only a few years newer than the current server, and it wouldn't really help to move the data to that system. I think it was purchased originally with the intention to move stuff to that system, but now that system is so out of date, there's no point to even invest times or funds into that, because next year we'd be talking about the same thing. So unfortunately, it's going to hurt a little bit, but it will set the county up for at least a 5 to 7 year term server at the safety center with a good warranty and coverage and support. So
can you also talk to some of the changes? So this new server will run virtual machines.
yes,
And that's going to be cheaper to maintain for our contracts. So we'll save a little bit of money on our monthly. Additionally, we are also going to be getting rid of the server for the state's attorney's office. And that'll be moved onto the server, right?
correct. Yeah, so we had originally quoted basically 2 different servers, one for the safety center, one for the state's attorney. The cost was actually so high that we decided to just combine them together, because by
Lining them because they're within the same building, basically.
yeah, primarily, and they wouldn't really notice any difference
Yeah.
on the state's attorney side. It's not going to be any slower or anything because it's there over there at the
No,
safety
that
center.
makes sense.
In fact, we were looking at running a cable directly from their system over to the safety center.
Mhm.
We would keep it isolated so they can't access any of the criminal data
Yeah.
that's on that system, but they would both be running on the same hardware. Makes it easier to back up, decreases the cost of support and everything on that device together.
Will this proposed system handle the carpel?
That's a separate,
Okay,
Carpel's in the cloud.
okay.
That's a separate program.
Yeah, and there is more and more things moving to the cloud, but there are certain aspects that we need a server for on site. So we've sized this with a little bit of growth, but not significant amounts of growth.
What's your total cost? Because I see a lot of like subtotals. Do we have a total cost of all this added up?
We do, yes, yep. The new quote that I have, and I talked to Ryan about this yesterday. The current part lead time on a lot of the servers are pushed out pretty far. So we replaced a component in the server to allow it to ship a little bit faster. It is a little bit more money. I think it's like $800 more, but it will ship a month and a half sooner if we do that. So we'd like to try to get it in as soon as we can.
So what's the answer?
The total amount that I have on this proposal is $29,791.06. I do have a copy of that. I can share with you guys too here this evening if you'd like.
How come our proposal says 25,743.61?
This was done at the beginning of the month, and this was the update we did
Well, I
to
thought,
make sure that we had the current pricing.
I thought this quote expires on 3/13/2026, and I think it's only the 3rd day of the month.
We did have to re-quote it, the server. I'd have to look at the original price that we got from Dell, but that price had expired because we'd given it to Ryan. It was like a month ago or so, and prices have increased substantially just even in the last month. Unfortunately, I can check and see if that original quote is still valid, but I don't believe that it is. And there's been a really high demand for servers and components in servers, which has pushed the prices up quite a lot. Unfortunately,
Filling all the data centers, right?
that's AI. You hear that all the time, right?
Question
So-
for Ryan, question for you. I see we have the extension office in there. Is that the one that we're moving in the basement, or is that the one over there?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's on the firewall project.
Okay.
So that's a different project.
Yeah, we'll go inside here in
Yeah.
just a second. So,
Okay.
there are a number of other components that we had on the server as well. There's a replacement battery for the system over at the safety center. You guys do have a battery backup there, but it is in need of replacement. Just the batteries are, not the whole system. So we have that in there. We have a network management card, which allows us to monitor the system remotely to make sure everything is running okay. And then we have a new battery backup system for the state's attorney. The one that they have is quite old, and we can't monitor or manage that the way it's set up today. So all of that's included in there with that cable drop that I kind of mentioned. And we do have the estimated labor here. Now, again, the cost, I would imagine, would be split between the safety center and the state's attorney. If you want an exact breakdown of how much that would be, we can try to give you an estimate on that too. So each party would know what they're responsible for.
Is any of this covered with secure SD or?
This might not be under the secure SD. The one thing that we did talk about, and I did talk about Preston about, is that this could also be paid for from the jail funds, because this is infrastructure, this is really infrastructure to the safety center.
Yeah.
It's a very central piece to the operations of that building. And so this could be part of those jail improvement funds that we would use.
Maybe a portion,
A portion, yes, we can cover some of it from that, yeah.
because they're pretty strict about that. What those funds are for.
Tyler, are you familiar with the rules for using the jail fund for infrastructure like that? I would think, the cameras that watch over the inmates that you would think that would be covered, at least. But,
I can check with them.
okay.
I would assume that this for improvements into the jail facility, this would be included, I would assume.
Well,
I'm not 100% sure about that, but
But then.
I don't know why it
some
wouldn't
in the
be.
State's attorney and some is in the sheriff's office. Right, so it's probably most of it will come out of that jail fund. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying that some can come out of that other.
So let's just say $30,000 is your quote. And that's gonna bring that facility up to snuff for, and I know technology that is put in place yesterday is already outdated, but that's gonna put that facility up to snuff for 5 to 7 years, I'm
Correct.
assuming.
Minimum of 5, yes. And we can extend the warranty. Dell has been very generous and it allowed us to extend it 7, even sometimes 8 years. And we do feel keeping a warranty on the server is very important because that allows us to get parts quickly if there is a problem.
Sure.
So as well as get technical support if that's needed.
And then where is this facility at compared to that one at this point in time?
We have another quote for that in the packet.
Oh, this isn't everything?
We tried to keep it separate. So
This is the
just
big
safety
one,
center.
so this is the big one, so.
Correct. This is the large quote. And this is what we feel is the most critical at this stage because of the age of that system and how much they rely on it. 24/7. I mean, they're
Yep,
working the jail. So it's important to keep that system running. And so again, this is our number one
Yeah,
priority.
and this is not a new thing. This is something that we've discussed in here before.
Absolutely.
That server needs to be replaced, and there's always been maybe kick the can down and hope we can do it. And again, and I think we're just running into a risk here that, we're gonna have an outage and it's gonna affect our safety center, which could be
Patty, you said
more
we
serious than others.
budgeted about 190,000 with IT, so, we did the smart thing and we knew this was coming and we did, it'll be close, but we did budget for this as well.
Thanks,
So
thanks for
planned-
Ryan to bringing this
Yeah, we
forward,
planned it and-
separate this out and do a special budget item for this, so.
Yep.
Okay, moving on.
Okay. So next item we have is for the firewall project. My quote that I have listed there is quote 199. There are a number of firewalls here and the current situation that the county is in is they have a dispersed or a mixed firewall system today. There's some older sonic walls like that are here at the government center. The state's attorney has one. The safety center has a different system for some reason. And I think the goal originally was to move to a Meraki system, I believe. So it's, in our opinion, we'd like to stick with sonic wall. That's what we're comfortable with and what we support 95% of our customers. We're very familiar with the security. We know how to lock them down properly. And we feel it's really the best firewall for the county. So in the proposal here, we have replacement firewalls for every location. We have one for the government center, one for the safety center, one for the state's attorney, one for EMS, one for emergency management, the highway department, and then, probably not the extension office, sounds like, but.
Yeah, the extension office would not be on this list.
Okay, so we could potentially remove that one. And just.
These ones that share a building, is there a way to, because for example, emergency medical services, they're within the same building.
Mhm.
Is there a way we could save money and combine those, or it's because they're different departments? Would you like them separated? What is your thought on that?
We feel it's a lot easier to support if they are separated.
Okay.
Not saying we couldn't do that, but potentially we'd have to run some additional cabling.
Well, and the cost isn't hugely significant. Anytime we can save taxpayer money,
understand.
we want to at least explore
Yeah.
that, so.
Yep, and we had talked about that also with the state's attorney, because we're looking to try to combine
Yeah.
their system with it as well.
Yeah.
Um,
We trust your judgment, but if there are
Sure.
savings, I know you'll look into those, so
Yep.
thank you.
Yep. So, and this system would all be, again, monitored and managed by us. Today, we don't really have visibility into the system to see if everything is running right from the firewall side. And, we've got a few reports of outages or slow traffic and such. This will give us the ability to get real-time information back. So we can tell exactly what's going on and fix it before it's a problem. So,
Next question, what's the cost then for this one?
the total that I have on this estimate is, 20,158.52.
How much?
20,158.52.
Now
Is,
this,
is that includes the extension office?
It does.
that does,
Correct.
in fact,
Yes.
what does.
Is that what? Did I hear you say you were backing that out?
Yeah, we would back that out.
So that's a little bit less.
Yeah.
Right. It's about $543 for the extension office. Not a huge amount, but
Mhm.
every little bit helps.
The other quick question is, have we determined if Secure South Dakota will cover any of these costs for these firewalls?
So it is our understanding that they will cover a portion of the cost. We don't know exactly how much. So our recommendation is to the commission to send this estimate into Secure SD, have them review it, and then determine what sort of coverage, if any, they can provide for you guys. They have told us in the past that they are willing to cover certain amounts. I'm not guaranteeing 100% though.
Mhm.
So, but if you can send it in, see if it's eligible for coverage, any reimbursement you can get would be helpful.
Gary, I'd propose maybe we get a hold of Mike and set up a Zoom and see what he can have, because I mean, they have set, the state has had $7.5 million sitting in that account for
Yeah.
years now and
I'm
not spending any of it.
I'm gonna assume that we have to spend that money before they're gonna
Well,
reimburse us
I
back.
think
for
But
it.
if we have some confidence that they're gonna reimburse some, it helps.
I get that, but
The other really quick question on these, the firewalls that exist, is there any significant surplus value to those as an aftermarket? Like,
The only
I
ones
had a
might be the
question.
Meraki. I would have to see, because we don't typically resell and use gear.
Mhm.
There might be a little bit, but I'm not gonna say there's gonna be a whole lot. Certainly the stuff that you guys have today, that's in the government center, and the state's attorney, those firewalls are expired, and
Yeah.
there's very, very little resale value, if any,
Mhm.
for those. So, and our concern is, keeping the firewall's the gateway to the network. It's how internet goes in and out of the building. And with the current firewalls that we have today, there's no security services enabled on it. And not saying you guys are particularly vulnerable because of that, but there's things that the firewall does in the background to block out attackers. And we just don't have that today with the current system because it's expired. So, and actually it has been expired for at
Some of
least
these
a
have
year.
been,
So-
expired for a while. So I think, the action we want to take on this is to contact Secure South Dakota. Let's see and find out the real details on how much they would cover on this, and so that we can try to avoid that
Yep.
blowing up our budget.
Well, and yeah, they have that money exactly for this, whether we can get that from the state or not, so.
And then as soon as possible, it's like our former, it was Meraki, SonicWall. To me, it's like it's one or the other. It's like, as long as we are on a complete system and they're all the same, I think that's a much better solution, because they're way more easy to maintain. And we want easier maintenance on our networks.
It makes our job a heck of a lot easier too, because we can see the network as a whole. Right now, it's kind of piecemeal because we have some on one system, one on another system. We're not sure if the two are talking directly to each other. You have to go in different places to look at both these things. With this system, it's one unified system. We can log in and see all of the county entities. So
our labor bill is gonna be cheaper in the long run.
but yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's all that matters.
And we'll be able to fix the problems faster too. So.
Next item.
Okay, so the last one is the server project here in the government center.
Correct. Yep. So you guys do have a new server. I think it was installed, I say new now, but it's probably been about 3 years
Mhm.
ago or so.
And that server mostly is, I think, used for the encode system today, and there's not a whole lot else on that system. You guys do have a much older server that's around 10 years old, that's back in the room there. And there is adequate space to move the data from that old server and put it onto the new one, the 3-year-old one that you guys have. So this project here that we've coded is for the labor to basically get that done. There is no hardware cost for the server itself. There are some other items that we'd recommend replacing or upgrading to, but the server itself you'd be able to use just as it is. And again, the server that's here, same scenario, it's out of support. There's the operating system on it is outdated as well. But the current, the 3-year-old server that you guys do have is supported and does have a warranty on it. So we'd like to move the stuff to that supported server. It's also going to increase the speed of the system slightly, by doing that. So, and also it's going to reduce your monthly costs because we're going to be eliminating the server that you guys are paying for today. So
Cost for that, then, for that one?
for the entire project, for the government center is $8,203.90.
What is the total cost of all of these things that you're offering us?
$57,000.
Thank you. I didn't have a total.
That's what it looks like to me.
That's approximate.
Approximate,
Yes.
yeah.
And we did also quote some batteries for the government center here. There is a battery system that's just in the network closet back here that is not really adequate to power the equipment. It only has a few minutes of runtime. So we'd like to get something that's larger, that's able to run it, for at least a half hour back here if there was an outage. So it gives us time to get in, shut things down if there is a major issue. Because otherwise, if we lose internet connection, we can't get into the system to troubleshoot or to shut things down properly. So, and that's also included in that price. So,
I guess while we're discussing this, we just in data processing budget in the claims that we approved, that was 71,000 plus this 58, just tonight, we're looking at spending 129 out of the 190,000. Are we going to have enough to make it through the rest of the year for IT? That's just a question. I think we got to do our due diligence and ask that. And Patty, what is your thought? Are we going to be going over this budget a lot? It sounds like it needs to be done, but we also got to just.
I think that's the main thing that,
Yeah.
The information is saved and.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And our hope is that, the secure SD pays for a fortune like they should be.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just judging from feel here, I really think we should probably go forward with the safety center project. It's really needed. We've known it for years.
That's for sure.
The firewall, we want to go forward with it. We should check in with secure SD and let's try and get those. And hopefully by next meeting, we'll have a better idea on that.
Okay.
And then on this one here, which is the smallest one, which is really nice because we have it. We have the equipment already. We just need to use it.
And that, I
Feel
feel
like
like
it's money.
there's a lot of
It's good spent.
departments on that, our server here.
So what you're proposing then, Ryan, is do the 29791 and the 8203, improve
Yep.
those.
Approve
And
those.
then we'll, like, maybe me and Gary can get a hold of Mike Waldner, see if we can pry that $7 million out of the state.
Yeah,
land.
see what we can
Um,
get out of security
and-
to help
and
cover
then,
some firewalls
okay.
and then
I
approve.
think that's a good plan.
Yeah.
And
Is that a motion?
And if,
well.
and if
His deal.
they say we're not gonna cover anything on the firewalls, we're just gonna,
Well, I was,
That's a good,
yeah,
that's also a good.
That also gives us time to double check
Yeah.
all of our budgets too, so.
yeah, I think, I think that's a good plan and,
So-
what do you guys think about, would that work? Would that,
that's what we were feeling as well.
Okay.
Yes.
and then that would give us time, I mean, we don't see, there might be some increase, but we don't see significant increases to that in a couple months time frame.
The firewalls, you mean?
Yeah.
I do not see.
Maybe even the price goes down.
Right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and SecureSD actually did send us an email, I think it was yesterday, Also kind of regarding a vulnerability, that SonicWall has. Your firewalls are not up to date because they're not supported anymore.
Mhm.
So they are vulnerable to that threat that they sent through. Now, we tried to close all the ports that we can down so that they won't be vulnerable, but you know, we can only do so much because they're not supported.
Mhm.
So, and we have, seen some attackers get through those to get into the network to launch a ransomware attack. Now, again, I'm not saying that's gonna happen right now, and we've tried to close everything down. You guys have done your due diligence to purchase the security products we've recommended. Thank you very much for that. And I do feel that is good protection, but a good protection scheme has multiple layers to it. And the firewall really is the first layer.
Yeah.
So, but we cannot patch the firewalls because they are not supported anymore.
Okay.
So for $20,000 for the firewalls, we can guarantee that we're not gonna get hacked for
Guaranteed?
$100,000. $2.5 million like we
That-
had a county here 2 months ago get.
There is, we didn't include it with this proposal, but there are options for a cyber insurance, liability.
We have that through,
do
we have that through our,
Okay.
Our,
that's,
yeah,
yeah,
Alliance.
Public Insurance Alliance.
Public
yeah.
Insurance Alliance, yes, we do have.
And many of the cyber
Sure.
policies do require up-to-date, you know, firewalls, virus programs, you know, the like, as a part of their contingency. So, and like I said, we've taken the best steps we can to try to secure the environment, but we're limited to what we can do because they're expired. So,
All right, well, I
Okay.
will move to approve the Safety Center project and the Government Center server project.
Second,
I'll second, but let's say it in the amount of $29,791.06 and $8,203.90.
Yes,
did you take off the $543?
that's on the firewall project.
Yeah,
That's on the-
and I would say I'll work with you and Gary and we'll try to get a better answer for
And
next
then
month. if
we
you'd
want to
like.
put that on for the next meeting's agenda.
Or
have that
next month.
firewall.
Do you want to go do next month or next meeting?
Next meeting, I would prefer. I
Okay.
think.
Got a motion by Ryan,
I
second by
seconded.
Wanda to approve the Safety Center project and the Government Center project. Any further discussion?
Yeah. I have 120%, maybe 200% confidence in Ryan's and his ability to analyze his systems and make it run properly and take care of us. The question I have is, of these expenses, did we include them in the budget, projected budget, for this year?
The server project was one of them that we were trying to budget for this year.
It was in the
The Safety Center, yes.
195, whatever.
Yeah,
This year, 2025 or this year, 2026?
this
Well,
year,
it'd be 2026. is budget.
2026.
Okay.
It was brought up, yes, in the budget meeting.
We didn't have an IT budget in 2025.
Well, we did,
We
Yeah.
did, but it's
nothing for.
nothing
Mhm.
special.
So this is something that we knew was coming down
Yeah.
and we were trying to budget for. And I think at the time I was thinking that it was a $20,000 to $25,000 project.
That's all I had. I just
Uh,
want to make sure that when we pass these things, that they were planned in the budget because we have budget issues,
Mhm.
I think.
I agree totally. The only comment I have is we're gonna spend roughly $37,000 and we're going to hold up the firewall, which is $20,000. So basically, we're spending $37,000 and we're not gonna guarantee the safety and the secureness of our total system for $20,000.
Well, you guys,
I guess my only comment is, and I trust Ryan also in saying, hey, we're gonna spend $37,000 and we're gonna be safe until we decide to spend the other 20,000 on the firewalls. That's all I'm saying. So I got a motion to spend basically the 37, the the safety center and the government centers, server upgrades and that. And any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ryan.
One last thing on this, as we didn't talk about, is the secure SD update on one domain.
Yes,
So
you want
guys
us to
just want
cover
to
that
give
briefly,
a
or-
quick
Okay.
update on that.
So we did work with Gary to get you guys approved for government domains through Microsoft. That is approved on their side. The next step is going to be to determine a domain name for the county to use. And it has to end in a .gov. It could be like yanktoncounty.gov. You know,
Let's go with that.
It's available,
Let's take
believe it or
Let's
not.
do it.
Let's do it.
And what else would we
Something
have?
easy. Not this
Yankton.gov. Sold.
Yeah.
There is also an sd.gov, so you could be yankton.sd.
I would keep it. simple.
Yankton.gov.
Shortest the better.
Yeah,
Yes,
there's,
shortest is
I mean,
better, yeah.
there's, I'm not aware of any other Yankton County in the nation, so. So,
There is Yankton County, Iowa.
is there?
I'm pretty sure there is, but it doesn't
I
matter.
bet you-
We beat them,
It's-
we beat them to the, we beat them to it, so.
Yeah, I mean, South Dakota really has been pushing, this, I think, as opposed to the other states. So if you guys get on first, it's yours.
There you
So, so the project, we still need a quote, for you guys. From my understanding, it will be 100% covered by the Secure SD funds. We just have to get them a final estimate for all of the accounts and work that's required, to get that done. So next step will be determining the domain, that we want to use.
Yeah.
We'll get that added to the list, and then submit that for funding through Secure SD. Once that's approved, then we can start the project, and we're estimating about a month to get that migrated.
Mhm.
You will be able to keep the old email around for up to a period of a year. They prefer a faster migration if that can be done. But we will move everything from the old email system to the new system. It'll just be updating all your literature.
Soon as we can.
So-
And my vote is for Yankton County Gov. I
Dot
just,
gov.
Google said there is no
Absolutely.
Yankton County. Yeah, I mean, that just makes sense.
Yeah, it works for me too.
And yeah, well, we appreciate you guys. Thank you
Sure.
for helping us out and
Yep, so that will be coming very soon,
Okay.
in the next couple months. It'll be
Okay.
done, So.
deal.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Thank you. All right.
Thank
You
you.
guys just want to wait a minute. I want to.
Do we need to take a break for a couple minutes, Patty?
No, you want to go into executive?
Let's go, I move to go into
gotta-
executive session to speak about,
Public comment first. don't we?
oh,
Oh, yeah.
well, maybe we.
Now's the time for our final public comment. Anyone want to jump up and speak at the microphone? Seeing nobody real excited about that, public comment is closed. Any commissioner updates at this point in time?
You had your first, finance, task force meeting.
Yeah.
Good.
I think it went very well. We got, basically all we need to do is we need to get some information that we can data mine, get some mining data mining approved and move forward with that so that we can get some information out. The committee that we had was very cordial and I think everything went very well.
And I plan to get the other, task force going, in the next week or two.
Perfect. Yeah, some of the members was asking when you're meeting.
Yeah.
So we'll publish that.
Yeah.
One thing I just want to reiterate is to start with, our meetings can be closed or are closed to the public. So we will inform the public and Randy's been very cordial about letting information out that we feel the public needs to be shared with. So.
Yeah, I just got back from the legislative session in DC and I'm honored to have been selected to present the Major Richard Starr resolution to NACO, which passed unanimously. So I'm very happy with that. And heard a lot of good things about our state of South Dakota. People are impressed with what we're doing. I'm also like to just talk about, I handed you guys this, the new We Are Counties for NACO. They are providing a lot of good resources. There's a QR code on the back. At some point, I'd like to show you guys a little bit of the NACO County Explorer and how helpful that is for us, where we can compare our economic data and all kinds of different data for our county to neighboring counties and other states. And we do stack up very well. So we have a good reputation for our state, and that's, due to commissioners like you and our staff and our full timers. So happy to share any info about that. So thank you.
Thanks, Dan. Anyone else? Now I would accept the motion to move into executive session.
Move to go into executive session to discuss personnel issues.
Got a motion by Wanda, second by
And what?
Don.
And legal issues. No poor relief tonight.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Do you want to vote?
I make a motion to go back into regular session.
Second.
Got a motion by Dan, second by Wanda to move back into regular session.
Do we have to vote?
All in favor, aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Is there a reason you're standing at the podium?
Because it's easier when I have to do items for next meeting.
Okay, practicing. I would move to approve the wage resolution with the exception of the sheriff
Second.
salary.
Got a motion by Wanda, second by Ryan. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
And then I would move to approve the February 2026 payroll.
Second,
Second, is it?
Motion by Wanda, second by
Don can have it.
Don. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Item for next meeting, advertise for open.
Firewall.
And hopefully
next
we'll have
meeting.
firewall news. So
And then I have one.
Advertise also for possible Gary's position. And we'll come up with a title and
Yeah.
job description.
can we also do a quorum notice for the Cracker Barrel for Saturday?
I think I did.
Okay,
I put two of them together.
thank you.
Item for next agenda. So you guys, late last year in the fall, wanted me to work out a provision for the handbook for anti-sexual harassment training. That should have been forwarded to you, so I'd like to put that on for next meeting. And then I'm also working with Alternative HR to schedule and get quotes on sexual harassment trainings, anti-sexual. harassment training.
Anti-sexual harassment.
So that should be up for next meeting as well.
Motion to adjourn.
Got a
Second.
Motion by Dan, second by Wanda to adjourn. All in favor, aye.
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 Opposed, nay. We are adjourned.
You guys, I'm so proud of you.
Look at
You're
that.
out early.
I
Well.
thought this was